It looks like everybody wants me to go with the SVT. So, I'm going to be using the SVT Cobra R in Stars and Stripes, and then for the American Championship, we'll use the Orca Viper. The chat has spoken. So, on we go to Stars and Stripes. Who knows if I have to upgrade this, but I have been absolutely smoking everyone so far, so we're going to go without it for now. See how it goes. And if we have to throw some stuff on this, then we can. I knew that Series 1 was going to be an issue, but I didn't think it was going to smoke the Viper like that. So one problem with Gran Turismo 4 is that, yes, you have an opportunity to use, like, almost every type of car in the game, but since there's, like, over 700 cars, there's tons of cars that you would like to use, but you can't, because you don't give enough opportunities to, like, get a variety in, like, the same category, you know? So, you know, I could actually just use multiple cars each event. I could use this for this race, I can get the Viper for the next race, and use something else for the last one, now that I think about it. I should probably start doing that more often. Does it have the infamous extreme camber? It doesn't really look like it. I mean, I could see a little bit of camber, but not much. Beautiful overtake on the Andretti hairpin. These monsters just make me burp like crazy, stopping me in the middle of my sentence. That does not sound like a Corvette. That sounds like a freaking RX-7. Is that Rob Dom behind me in the rotary Corvette? I just completely cheesed that. You see, I've tried GT PSP and I was like really unimpressed. Like immediately. I was like kind of turned off, to be honest. Whoa! Yep, I knew that wasn't gonna go well. That's a very odd behavior for this game. Whenever you start sliding on this game, you're basically doomed. This game is, like, compared to GT7, may spin moment, this game is so strange with this physics sometimes. So, it's very hard to get the car to slide. But whenever you are in a slide, you're basically doomed. And as far as, like, wheel spin goes, you can, like, wheel spin in 6th gear, and the back end will literally never kick out. You will just go in a straight line the entire time. Whereas GT7, like, a little bit of wheel spin, the back end's just, like, going, like, it's going around immediately. Just insta-yeet. I just need to stay out of the grass while I'm braking, pretty much. Excuse me, sir, I'm right here. Thank you. Freaking Helen Keller ass. These early 2000s Shelby Cobras are so underrated. They sure aren't as legendary. Yeah, I mean, well, these Mustangs are underrated, like specifically these. Even like the black Terminator Cobras, but they get a bad rap because of the people who own them. Essentially. Turn off TC and U-spin, yep. That was beautiful as well. Did a nice overtake at Andretti Hairpin twice so far in this race. This car is not giving me the space. That rhymed. And there we have it. Gran Turismo is better than GT4. Nice bait, but no. First time facing and the Chevelle. Yeah, good luck racing the Cobra with your Chevelle, unless you like have it fully upgraded. GT5 had what GT4 had? Well, GT4 had better sounds and a better progression system. Better music. Better... yeah, I got nothing. Better physics. Better chase cam. Honestly, I might shock some people when I say this, but I actually prefer Gran Turismo 4's graphics over 5's. And I'm not talking in, like, whenever it comes to emulators. I mean, like, PS2 with components cables versus PS3 with HDMI. I think GT4 looks better. So, on to... Seattle. Derp. Why did my brain stop? GT4 sounds like a vacuum cleaner. You know, everybody says that cars sound like vacuum cleaners, but honestly, I don't get where that came from, because they don't. But just like, why a vacuum cleaner specifically? Gran Turismo 5's car sounds, and also 6's, because it's basically the same thing. Those are by far the worst out of every Gran Turismo game, and this is going so slow. Oh no. Stop struggling so much, game. I need to make some overtakes, like, pronto. Come on. Alright, should be good. GT5 and GT6, they had by far the worst sounding cars. Like, no competition. Super raspy, just bad shifting sounds. That's like one of the main reasons why I didn't play it, because like the way the car sounds is important, because you're listening to that the entire, like, every second you're racing. And if they're that bad, then it kind of drives me mad. Whereas this game, like, yeah, they're goofy, but some of them are pretty good. But for the most part, it's tolerable. Oh yeah, Gran Turismo 4 stomps GT3 in every single aspect. GT3 had far less cars, far less tracks, far less events. Far less of everything, really. You could argue that, like, GT3 had, like, because, like, it was a lot more simplified, it was better in that aspect. Because, like, you had one place to go for tuning, you had one place to go for every car in the game, except for the cars that you can't buy. And every single race within the same spot, too. Like, it was... everything was together. You could argue, like, that was a benefit as well. But that's more of a personal preference type thing. Personally, I like how GT4 is laid out. GT3 just feels like a little too empty whenever it's like that. Like, the way GT4 is laid out, it feels like the game is, like, packed full of content, which it is. But it definitely, like, it helps in that regard. No, not all GT games are definitely not the same. Definitely not. People like GT4 because of nostalgia? No. GT4 was, like, one of the most popular games of all time. People loved GT4 even when it was brand new. And they still love it today. Oh boy, here comes the slowdowns again. Not sure what's up with my emulator today. Yeah, GT4 definitely suffers in the AI department. Except on rally tracks for some reason. The rally AI are just freaking insane. Like, good luck beating them if you had, like, a car on the same level. Mainly because, like, if you just tickle them or breathe on them, then you'll get a penalty for it. Worst GT game is GT Sport? Debatable. A lot of people seem to forget that GT7 does actually have good AI in it, and no, I'm not talking about Sophie. There's a lot of people forgot about this, including myself. There's in the world circuits, there's like certain chili rank races. A really good one is on Daytona. So if you go to Daytona, you'll see like I think it's like a 3 or 4 chili rank race. The AI start very close together, so it's like a close rolling start. You're not spread, like, you don't have like a 20-second disadvantage from the leader at the very start of the race. You're all very close together at the start, and they are competitive. Like, I actually had to try a little bit to win that. So, good AI races are definitely possible in GT7. They just don't want to implement it. Like, they'd rather just stick to this format of let's have 16, let's have 16 cars on the field, let's spread them apart so far that you're 20 to 30 seconds behind the leader at the start of the race, and then in order to allow you to win, let's make all those AI use like 80 or 90% throttle just so you can catch up, which is ridiculous. They've been doing that since GT5. It's a terrible way to race. Because it's not even a race. It's like, it feels like a driving mission at that point. like a freaking 3-lap magic, but for not 3-lap magic, 3-lap battle for however many laps you're doing. It's like kind of insane. They need to have like close together wheel to wheel like actual racing. Which it does exist in GT7 with those chili rank races, but they just don't want to add them. Who knows? I have no idea why. That's something I'll have to ask Kaz about whenever I meet him one day. Which I probably won't, let's be honest. Three-lap magic, yeah. Even like the custom races on GT7, like I play on hard difficulty. And if you don't believe me, you can check this for yourself. But in a custom race with the boost on max, with like everything set to as hard as you can possibly make it, the AI will not use full throttle. They just won't. And they won't use full throttle until you get like a significant distance ahead of them, like 10, 20, 30 seconds ahead of the AI. And I verified this in a multi-class race that I did on Laguna Seca. At the start of the race, they were using about 90% throttle. By the time I got quite far ahead of second place, then they started to use full throttle, and their lap times increased by several seconds a lap. And there's no way to turn that off. So it's broken. Or well, if it was broken, then that would mean that it wasn't intentional to set it up like that, but they probably intentionally actually set it up like that. So I don't work for Polyphony. I can't speak for them. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what their thought process is behind it, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way she goes. That's just the way she goes. Somebody went wide right there. Freaking way she goes, bud. So what you're saying is you lost all our liquor money. Yeah, that's the way she goes. The cars are mobile chicanes, literally. I always drive my car with my head sticking out of the sunroof. Try not to get decapitated doing that. Oh, I bounced over that pretty good. What's up, Drag Me? Nice to see you here. Yes, I have a face. It's a miracle. Thought I was Asian. That's a weird assumption. Also random. I wish I had some competition in these races, but nope. Even with 112 A-spec points, it should have been a close race, but here I am. 10 seconds ahead. Track limits. I really hope this track returns to GT7, but unfortunately I can only dream. I don't even think they use Sonoma for much anymore. Actually, no, I lied. They did use it for NASCAR earlier this year, I believe. Oh, I just saw somebody wipe out. Did y'all see that on the minimap? Somebody was like at a dead stop and then the other car behind him just like rammed him forward. Lol. I almost saw it going on in the distance, but I wasn't looking there. Please change the camera to a non-giraffe-friendly angle. I don't understand. Have you thought about going to, I guess you mean COTA because you mentioned that after, to attend the American GP? I wanted to go, but the problem with Formula 1 is the fucking scalpers, dude. Like, the day the tickets came out, they were all gone. And then you would see people selling them for like twice the amount. On COTA's own website, like, you can literally buy a ticket and then resell those tickets on the same website, which is bullshit and shouldn't be a thing, but they allow it. And it kind of fucks over everybody that actually wants to go. So, I was going to get tickets for Friday, which is practice day, but didn't happen. It was actually, like, not even, like, there was hardly any people there until, like, 5 o'clock when everyone gets off work, and then it was fucking loaded. So, that would have been the perfect day to go. Didn't happen, unfortunately. Couldn't get tickets for Saturday. Those are all sold out, I believe. And they costed a lot more. And Friday was just fucking nope. Like, I don't remember if it was $300 or $400, but for general admission, sitting on the grass, it was like $300 or $400 for Sunday only. Redonkulous. So, I obviously said fuck that. But anyway, game time. Camaro LM in green. Very nice. I'm getting very sidetracked with stuff. But, yep. Stay tuned for more. Gran Bellissimo Quattro.